Hello everyone and welcome to my Batman v Superman LEGO Custom Minifigure Showcase. The minifigures I have today are Batman in his armored suit, Superman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Doomsday, my first ever custom big figure, Batman in his normal suit, and Lex Luthor, my completely custom Lex Luthor. The first time anyone could have seen these was an entire 6 months ago. Making these figures has been an amazing experience for me as a customizer. I got to do things I never thought I would. Now, let's get on with the showcase. The first minifigure I have to show you is Lex Luthor. Alright guys, let's get on with the showcase with the first minifigure. As you can see, it's Lex Luthor. In the film, Lex Luthor is played by Jesse Eisenberg. So what I wanted to do in this figure was make him look like Jesse Eisenberg. So in order to do that, I painted the face myself, and then I painted the rest of the figure myself. Now, in case you guys didn't know, this is a very extremely last minute figure. In fact, I've only had this figure done for maybe 3 days. Other than that, yeah, this figure hasn't been done very long. So let's get straight on with the figure. We're going to start off at the top. We'll start off with the top. So you can see at the top, he has the dark tan hair. It's kind of similar to the color on his pants. He has a painted face and a blue vest with a light blue undershirt. I'll show you the arms better in a second. He has tan legs and black shoes and some black pocket outline that I did. So if I bend this figure back, you can see the legs a little bit better. And if I bend it back forward, you can see the torso a little bit better. Now I'm going to take off the hair to give you a better look at the head. The head, as I said, was painted by me completely. And so is the torso, the legs, and the arms. This is actually the first time I've ever painted a head and shown it to you guys. Like, I've never done that before. But I think the head turned out pretty well. The most difficult part about painting the head was actually the eyes for some reason. I have no idea why that was, but it just sort of was. If I turn this figure around, you can see that he has some green kryptonite and a silver watch in his right hand. If I turn around this to the back, you can just see there's no detail on the back because I didn't want to waste time. Like I said, this figure has been done for maybe 3 days, so yeah. But I mean, you can see that on the back of his head is just bald, so because Lex Luthor will be going bald in the film. That's not a spoiler. We've seen that in a picture before. His right arm, I did a sleeve cuff detail with just a different shade of blue. And yeah, that is about it. If I give him back his hair, we can move on to the next figure. The next figure is going to be Superman. Alright guys, so this is the second minifigure I have in this showcase. It is the Batman vs. Superman, Superman. Now, I took an actual Superman minifigure and then just edited him. I added some better blue outline around the symbol and the gold parts. I also added some blue to the legs as well as painting on the boots and some silver on the chest. I switched out the head for a different head that I have. You guys can see there. So yeah. I kept the same hairpiece, but I did change it. I added some gray on the sides because this Superman's a bit older than the Man of Steel Superman. I gave him a dark red normal cape instead of the ones Lego uses now. I drew some silver on the sides of the arms that you can see there. He just has tan hands. And then some silver on the other side of the arm. I added this silver for some extra shininess detail, sort of. Other than that, I didn't do much to the arms because there really isn't much detail on his arms, but it still looks pretty good, I think. Let me scoot my light back so you guys can see lighting on him better. If you guys give me a second and let me flip around his cape, you guys can see that I added some silver to the back as well as painted the boots all the way around. So I just had to flip his cape around. So now you can get a better look at the torso. There isn't really much to say about this figure, just because I didn't really do much to it. So I'm just gonna show you guys it for another 20 seconds. In case you were wondering, I don't know what face I used. It's a custom face, I think, that I bought online by somebody or whatever. If you guys recognize this face, go ahead and put it down in the comments what face it is. Also, what did you guys think about the Man of Steel movie? I liked it personally, although the ending was a bit rough around the edges. And what do you guys think about Batman vs. Superman? Are you guys going to go see Batman vs. Superman, or are you going to protest it in the streets? So, I personally am going to go see Batman vs. Superman because I'm extremely excited for it. You guys saw my top 5 movies I'm excited for in 2016. You could see that Batman vs. Superman was #1, and there's a reason for that. It's because I'm really excited for this movie. Like I said, I really liked Man of Steel, although it was a bit rough around the edges occasionally. The dialogue could have been better written. So, that's the end of the Superman segment. Thank you for looking at that. The figure I have to show you is my almost completely custom Wonder Woman. Alright guys, for the next figure we have Wonder Woman. Alright, I'm just kidding. I do like this suit. It looks good, I think, on Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is played by Gal Gadot in the movie. She is, I think, an Italian actress. Yeah. I'm pretty excited to see Wonder Woman in this film, even though some people are like, it's a bit too crowded. I don't think that's a problem, considering this movie is supposed to be like 2.5 hours long or whatever. But let's get on with the figure. I do not have the official Wonder Woman figure because I don't have any money. But I did my best with what I had. So what I did is I took a friend's hairpiece and I painted it black, except I left some of the brown in there, as you can see on her right there. I used a red torso, painted my own design on there for the Wonder Woman, painted the strap on there, painted the skin on there, painted everything else that you see on there. Originally I did have a skirt. It was just made out of a felt piece that I found, but it was super glued together and it kept like falling apart and it didn't look very good at all. So I decided just to scrap that idea and go with the painted legs instead. You can see that it's basically the like comic book Wonder Woman figure, or comic book Wonder Woman design, with some gold instead of silver. So if I start turning her around, you can see that she has a sword. She also has a lasso right here, but yeah. The lasso is really not that interesting, so I did not to include. And now back. The other side, she has a wrist gauntlet painted on there with some of the silver detail bleeding over onto the hands. She has the Supergirl face, which I know is going to be weird for some people, but I think it works purely because of this angry face. I just took it off a Scarlet Witch figure that I had and used it for this figure. Her arms do have some battle damage on them if you look at them. So there's some gray on on her arm. There's like a straight gray line on here. Let me take off her hair so you guys can see what I did on the back of the torso. Not much, just continuation of the strap, and then the body shaping, the hourglass figure sort of. She doesn't really have an hourglass figure though that I gave her. I gave her a more of I almost want to say like a pentagon and a rectangle, sort of. It's a bit less curvy, I guess. And then you can see the back of the head. I do think this head works pretty well for Wonder Woman. I did the tiara on there, painted it on there, and outlined it in black, although it doesn't have very much detail. If I ever do get the official Wonder Woman, I'll switch out the head and hair for my head and hair on this one. Yeah. The legs are on dark red legs with a blue hip piece. So that's pretty interesting, I guess. I don't really have much to say about this figure. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can look at it and decide if you like it or not. Put the hair back on there, though. Alright, so the next figure I have to show you is going to be the armored Batman figure with... I'll get onto it once I show you him. Alright, guys, so the third to last final figure that I have here is the Batman armored suit. As I slowly run out of energy and start slowly dying in my chair. You can see that I sculpted the armor myself. The head is one of the normal Batman heads with the smirky face on the back. Sorry guys if you can hear my light. I'm trying to position it correctly. Alright, so you can see that I completely took off the armor except for the shoulder pads, which I thought looked pretty good. And then I sculpted on my own armor. It took me about maybe an hour to do. I had to do this because one, I can't buy my own. I don't have any money again. And two, I like it better than the actual like Lego one that they did. And I kind of like the fact that I got to do this figure, a lot of it by myself. Down at the legs, if you look at the legs, they're a brighter silver color, and with the gunmetal boots. You can see there is a part of the figure where it was originally a dark blue color, and I made it black. So, I don't know if I said this or not, but the right arm is super glued to the body on accident, because while I was sculpting this, the clay wasn't hardening fast enough, so I had to super glue it, so it would harden and wouldn't mess up or anything. You can see on the back he has custom battering that I made for myself. I dirtied up the cape. That's about it. The back is also painted almost completely silver with some outline on there. Didn't do much detail on the helmet. Didn't find the need to. Couldn't figure out actually what was on the helmet. Although there is a black line that just runs through it. I was originally going to sculpt my own helmet, but ran out of time. This is another one of those figures that I had to do a couple times, and then the final one that I was like, okay, this one's good, sort of came a little bit later than I expected it to. This one's maybe been finished, not even, like, I painted this thing last night. Yeah, you guys are going to be seeing a version 2 if you stick around. Now, to the gun. It's in his left hand, because the right arm is super glued. Yay. I'm going to mention that about 5,000 times through the rest of the segment. The gun is painted in gunmetal at the tip, silver for the scope, and with some silver on the rest of the gun to represent the grenade launcher, the sticky grenade launcher that Batman has in the film. Yeah. That's what you can see there. It's a Star Wars blaster, and then the actual Batman, his like sticky grenade launcher, whatever thing it is it's from the Lego movie, except I cut like the whole clip thing off. I'll show you that in a second though. He'll be the next figure. And then Doomsday will be the last figure, because that's my first custom big figure. And back to the front, just to give you guys a little bit of a look. I did sculpt the entire torso by myself, except for the shoulder pads. Did some silver detail on there. You can see if I bend him forward, there's some silver detail on the top of the little torso thing. Now, if I take off the helmet, you can see that the face has some black around it. That was just because in the actual armored suit, he's wearing his suit underneath it, and it's sort of just like a cover-up. And it's actually a quite large suit. So you can see if I put the Batman figure in here. Yeah. You can see that it's quite a large suit. Obviously it's taller because it's on a plate, but oh well. So yeah, I painted that black just to represent the fact that he's wearing his suit underneath. He doesn't have any, what's it called? Any beard on there. But still looks pretty good if you ask me. Alright, so like I said before, the next figure that I have to show you guys is Batman in his non-armor. Alright guys, so here's a funny story to start off this segment. I've recorded this showcase probably about 1,000,000 times. So I'm editing the video and trying to get it uploaded to YouTube. And so I'm watching the video over and I'm saying, oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm so happy that I'm finally getting to upload this. I'm really happy that I finally get to do this because I spent so long working on all these figures. And now I get to upload my video. And even though I know that not millions and millions of people are going to see this, still makes me happy that even like 20 people, maybe 40 people, 50 people, I don't know, 50 views on this video. That's 50 people that tuned in even for a minute and watched my video. And that makes me so proud, guys. So here's the story. I was recording this segment before, and I went in to go upload it, watching over the video, and I see the Batman segment, and it starts going, and I start seeing another segment that I recorded. And I find out that it's the wrong segment. So what happened was I deleted the correct segment and then published the wrong segment. Now I had to go and unpublish that video, so you can't see it now. But anyways, we're gonna look at this figure, and I hope you guys are gonna look at this figure because, one, I'm pretty proud of these figures, and just as you guys heard me for the first minute rambling on, and now for the second minute, this is my Batman figure from my Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice. Batman is played by Ben Affleck in the movie, and here we go. Alright guys, so now for the second to last minifigure in this showcase, we have Batman. And let me tell you how happy I am to introduce you to him, because I'm really proud of this figure, as I've said for the past 2 minutes and a half. Alright, anyways, so I'm going to zoom in on this torso right here. So you can see that this torso has a gold belt, then a very large Batman symbol, which I think looks good. He's got some muscle definition, and then all the lines you can see that indicates that it's Kevlar. Now if we go up to the mask, or the cowl, as some people call it, you can see, as I shake the camera around like a madman, that he does have the eyes on there. He has some stubble around his face, and then the helmet is actually very interesting, because if I bring in my armored suit Batman, if I bring in my armored suit Batman's cowl, you can see that his cowl is the same as this Batman's cowl, except just I changed up this Batman's cowl, and I went over it with some paint Sharpie just to give it some like leather Kevlar look. Yeah. So this face is actually the face from it's the $13 set, the Clash of Heroes set from the Dawn of Justice wave. And I took the armored Batman's face and I just put it on this one and sharpied black around the neck area. Alright, so now that you can see that, I zoom back out on this figure. You guys can see that he has one of the flat capes because the cape that Lego gave us, this cape with the pointed edges, was not accurate. So I decided to change it. For the record, I did paint this torso, the legs, the arms, and everything on this minifigure except the face all by myself. And even the face is a bit edited. So if I turn the figure around, you can see that he has his grappling gun, smoke gun, whatever it's called. Whatever you'd like to call it. Continuing it to turn it around. If I flip up this cape, you guys can see that he has some detail on the back and some detail on the back of his legs. Sorry for that flash there, if it just blinded you guys. Get it? Flash. That's another DC hero, but don't laugh at my jokes, they're bad. Now you can see the arm and the pattern on the leg. There's just a line down here. You can see there is some detail on the arm. If I just show you guys that. Gold belt continues onto the back. Tons of stuff. He has black gloves. Originally, I considered putting more of the glove onto the actual arm, but I decided not to. Now, if I give you guys a good look at his legs, because I actually put some detail into his legs right there, you guys can see that there is some detail on his legs and even some detail on the hip piece and on the hip piece. He has the boots painted on there. Basically, they continue all the way around, even once you see the cape. Continue all the way around. Yep. So how's that for the longest segment in this little showcase video? You guys can see that I've got the Batman symbol back there. Oh, and also, Batman is my favorite superhero. So I was pretty excited to have the Batman vs. Superman movie come out, because at the time of uploading this video, this movie's already come out in some countries and in my own country of America, and I'm just gonna get this showcase up late. It's gonna go up and I'm gonna love it, and I hope you guys will too. So yeah, on to the next segment of this video, the Doomsday segment, where I show you my final figure, then the outro, and then you guys can go on with your lives. Thank you for watching this segment. Have a nice day. Alright guys, so now we have the last and I think best figure of this showcase. We have my custom Lego big figure Doomsday. This is the first bigger figure that I've ever done, and I'm pretty proud of it. Let me know definitely what you guys think about it in the comments. But anyways, let's get on to this figure. You can see that this figure is a big figure. I made it using a Hulk D-Cool figure because I wanted the stud on top for basically no reason, I guess. But thought it made it look more Lego-y. Lego-y, that's an official word now. So if you look at this figure, you can see that he has a gray skin tone all the way around. And if you look closely in some of the parts of his skin tone, you can see that it's a little bit bumpier. That's not actually sculpting. That's something I did while I was painting it. What I did while I was painting it, actually, I started out and I spray painted this figure all white, and then I spray painted it all white, put the spikes on there, spray painted it white again, put some gray on there, spray painted a little bit of white on there, so that you could get like the fade texture that you see right here on his arms, which I think looks good. And that way I could just sort of make it look full. But what that did to the back of the legs especially is it made it look sort of mutilated, which I thought was cool. Like mutilated as in like messed up, destroyed, sort of how Doomsday looks in the trailer. This is supposed to be like the sort of evolved, quote unquote evolved Doomsday from later on in the movie, possibly. How I think he could look. And then if I show you, if I lean him back, you can see that he does have bones all over him on the back. You guys can see the face there, as well as pretty cool action shot actually of how he looks right there. You can see, turn him around, there actually is some silver on some of the bones. He has like some bones on his hand, mutilated part right here on his, it's got like this really weird texture to it. Some more bones on the other hand and some more bones on the top. And then you can see, if I position my light correctly, there is some bones and some red on there. I'm going to do my best to point out. Right along here, here, all up through here, and then that's really it. I painted, or actually Sharpie, some. Okay, so I painted these pants on here. I painted this entire figure, and then I did the rest of the detail on after that. So basically, this was like a base color of gray and black. So it looks pretty cool, I think. The only thing is, I don't think Doomsday in the actual movie has pants on, but I decided to give him pants just because I didn't know if he was going to have pants or not at the time. But I don't think he does. So, kind of bugged me because another movie, Fan 4 Stick, did that. And I didn't like the thing design in that movie at all. But I like Doomsday's design. Doomsday's design is okay in this movie. I mean, he's definitely not like super comic book accurate Doomsday or anything, but he looks okay. He does look like a cave troll though, I will say that. So, that is my last custom that I have to show to you guys. Join me at the outro. Yeah, Doomsday is a bit outmatched in this film. Lex Luthor's not doing much better though. Anyway guys, that's the end of this showcase video. I'm so sad to leave you guys, but I am really proud of these figures. I got a Facebook page. There isn't much to look at on it right now, just pretty much the pictures of these guys. But you guys can go look at that Facebook page. It's OPproductions Lego, and I'll have a link in the description, down there in the description. Yeah. This has been OPproductions. Like, comment, and subscribe. New content will be coming soon, probably within the next week. Thank you for your time, thank you for watching, and thank you for all of your support.